Hi you guys, welcome back to another video on this channel of mine. You know, your girl over here looking all cute or whatever. But anyways, y'all, we gonna spill some story time. We're gonna spill some story time. We're gonna spill some tea. What the fuck am I talking about? We're gonna spill some tea, honey. And if you guys are new to this channel, hi, my name is Lina, and this is gonna be another continuation of my petty Lina tea times, story times. So we're gonna go ahead and bring in the prop that we bring in to make it official on the series, and that is the Mac Daddy of teacups. So again, we have this big old tea. Damn! This is gonna be our prop of the video to let you know that some tea is about to be spilled. So this particular story time, you guys, I have been holding on to. So you guys, this is gonna be a kind of follow-up on a story time I have done. I think I'll go ahead and insert it. That video was called something like why I hate Instagram models or something like that. So that's gonna be a story time that I thought that was what was happening, which basically it's about me and a particular Instagram model that became friends through a photographer of mine that I was close to, and I was under the impression that homegirl thought I was gonna take her man, but I'm here to tell you guys the true side of that story. So if you guys want to pause this video and go ahead and watch that, go ahead. If you guys want to just jump into this one and then go ahead and watch that one, do as you please. So I'm gonna be picking up where that video ends up. So anyways, you guys, this is gonna be a story time on my petty ass photographer. This is the story time of a photographer that I was very, very close to at a very important time in my life. I had just become single, and your girl was starting to kind of get the ball rolling on modeling. And this photographer, I should say how I even met him, which he DM'd me and he was like, hey, let's do a shoot. Okay, yeah, no problem. And his work wasn't the best. I was 2 years already in modeling, and his work was like, it was okay, but I decided to give him a shot and all of that, and we ended up really hitting it off, and slowly but surely the friendship progressed into being really close and me venting to him about just stuff I was going through and him venting back. And we would do shoots together, we would go clubbing together, go to frat parties together, all of that. And our work together slowly became where it was like, you know, to slowly becoming really, really good, where people wanted to shoot with him because they were like, oh, that girl, aka me, like that girl looks so good in the shoot and I want to look like her and blah, blah, blah. We were a really, really good team, and he went from having less than 1,000 followers, should I say, to like, I don't even know where he's at right now, but just, it grew. So with that being said, he invites me to a house party. It's thrown by that girl. I'm gonna call her, I'm gonna give her something pretty, something like a flower. I'll call her Lily. He takes me to Lily's house. Now, Lily was from her vibe, she was very similar to me, and that's why he said we would get along. And this girl was like a boss chick. Like, she was about her shit. She did not play no games. She was very professional with her modeling, and when it came to having friends that are girls, she was very, how to put it, she was like a girl's girl. So we got along to the point where, and I should mention that she was married. She had her house already and her roommates, and we got along to the point where she was like, hey, you know, you're always welcome to my house. And we were hanging out every other weekend. So we would go to clubs, she would have a house party and all of that. We did a photo shoot together, all of that. So point is, you guys, is that we got along really well, and I no longer kind of needed my photographer. Me and her were shooting with another photographer that we added to the mix and all of that. So we were doing really well. So basically, slowly and slowly, my photographer was kind of being like left out of the picture. And at the same time, it wasn't like, okay, bye. Bye, Felicia. I found my homegirl, like this friend is better than you, bye. Like, it wasn't like that, because at the same time that I was getting closer to this girl, he was starting to shoot other girls and kind of get more just shooting other girls other than me. So he was doing his kind of own thing too. So everything was really calm, everything was really relaxed at the time until my birthday. So like in the other video, my birthday, unfortunately, the next day I did not have it off. My job did not give it to me off. Thanks. So I knew already in my head when we went out clubbing, I knew already to not get to not drink too much, which I never do anyways, but I knew not to drink to the point of getting buzzed, just kind of like cut back like 1 or 2 drinks. So when people were buying me birthday drinks, I was just giving them to her and giving them to Lily, and I was giving them to her, and she was having a great time. Like, she was having a blast. Like I said, it would look like it was her birthday and not mine. Now the people that came with us was Lily, one of her guy friends she had invited, but he was awesome. He was really nice dude. And her husband, that was a DD, he did not drink at all, and he took us there, and he would just make sure like we were okay and all of that. So it was him, and then of course me. Now since he was sober, he was just there kicking it right there, like, okay. Lily was having a blast with her guy friend, and of course I was just kind of there like, it's my birthday, you know, type thing. And this is no shade, no tea. Shout out to them, because they were the only ones that cared it was my birthday, the only ones that cared enough to take me out and to give me a birthday present, all of that. It was just one of those things that because I didn't have the next day off, I couldn't really even have more than like 2 or 3 drinks, just because I didn't want to push it. I didn't want to feel sick the next day, and I had to wake up really early. It was like a 5 o'clock in the morning shift. So I had to go literally directly from the club, probably sleep like what, 15-20 minutes, and then go to work. So I already knew I wasn't able to even drink like I wanted to. So at this time, it's already maybe like, I don't know, 1 something, it's about to be 2, we're leaving. Lily is like, she's done for the night. She's done. And we did our tradition of going to, you know, a fast food place, picking up food. I get my nuggets and my fries like always. Lily passes out. He puts her into the room, and the husband comes out and he sits with me in the kitchen because I'm over here finishing my food and I'm gonna get going. I tell him that like, hey, is it cool? I make sure it's okay that I can finish my food and, you know, get going to work. So he's like, yeah, no problem. I'll keep you company. Okay, cool. So we're facing across each other on the table, and I'm over here just eating my nuggets, eating my fries, and he starts to ask me questions, and they were just basic stuff. It was like, how long have you been modeling for? Do you like it? What do you do when people like comment mean stuff on your pictures? What do you, just like, I don't know, like random small talk questions. And I'm answering normally. I'm like, you know what, I enjoy modeling, but you know, sometimes it's kind of hard because of, you know, you have to vibe with a photographer and all of that. And it's like genuine questions. There's no like, you know, like, I could be a model, you know, Shane, do I look like a model to you? Like, what's good, zaddy, you know? It was not like that. And I should mention, no shade, no tea, he was a chinito, and your girl does not like chinitos. No shade, no tea. I mean, if that's your preference, you go, girl. For me, it's like, I like Latinos and Italians that are like, ooh, little bad boys, you know, tatted up, that are just, you know how it be. So that was more my type of guy. So there was no way, I didn't think he was attractive. I didn't find him attractive. I was not, you know, there was no flirting whatsoever going on. And to even make matters worse, I wrapped it up after I finished my food. I said, you know, can you tell your wife, or Lily, should I say, can you tell Lily when she wakes up, thank you for taking me out. Thank you to you too. I'm so blessed to have your wife's friendship, and this means a lot. You guys are the best. And then I go on my way out. Now, a couple of days passes by. It's about to be the weekend. Now remember, me and Lily always hung out every weekend. She did not text me. And I'm like, okay, weird. I noticed she kind of distanced herself, and I was like, please do not tell me that she thinks I was flirting with her man. Like, Lord, no. This time passes where me and her are kind of like sending a text here and there. We're not as close. We're not hanging out every other weekend. And I'm just like, okay, you know, whatever. And because my photographer had been shooting other girls, me and him hadn't really had a one-on-one conversation. So at this point in time, I had just got my car. I just had got my Camaro, and I wanted to show him, because remember, we were brother and sister. We were very close. So I text him, hey, you know, where are you? What you doing? And he's like, hey, I'm at Starbucks. Come through. Okay, cool. And we met up. I show him my car, and I noticed a couple of red flags. And first of all, he's like, oh, I can't wait till I get one of these cars, this and that. I'm gonna get one. And I was like, what the? No, he had like a daily driver. He had like a little junker car, which there's nothing wrong. Your girl had a Civic. I still have it. That was my first car. However, he had never mentioned anything about sports cars. And I found it kind of weird that it's just saying like, oh, congratulations, or oh, this car's so cool, like how my other friends did when I showed him. He was more like, one of these, I can't wait to get one of these cars, which I'm like, okay, That's cool. And the reason he was a service, I should say, is because he was editing pictures. So he's over here on his laptop editing some pictures, and he's showing me the shoot. Oh, you know, this is a new girl I'm working with, and this is a shoot we did, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, should I lighten this? Should I darken this? So I'm just helping him out. And as he's talking, he's like, hey, he's like, have you heard from Lily? And I'm like, no, have you? Because something weird's going on, and blah, blah, blah. I explained the whole thing to him. Now, what he tells me is what I thought was correct, and unfortunately it wasn't. And he tells me, oh, well, what happened is that Lily says that you were flirting with her man. And I'm just like, whoa, like, we're talking about the chinito, like, what? And he's like, yeah, he's like, Lily said that you're flirting with her man, that you're coming off, and that you were like being like all flirty and all that was good, boo, you know. And I'm like, no, I tell him everything. I even have Snapchats to back it up, where I'm just right here with a drink like this, and I flip the camera and Lily's like dancing all crazy, and she's like, you can tell she was a little bit more, you know, buzzed, and I'm just over here chilling like, you know. So I had proof, and I showed him those Snapchats. So I was like, like, don't get it twisted, like I would never. And I'm not one of those girls. I do not, if you're, especially if you're married, I don't go after your man. Like, no, I'm not like that. So I was very like hurt, like, the fuck? Like, I would never. And I was so heated, you guys. I was so heated. I didn't even check with her. And a couple of days later, she did text me and say, oh, you know, can we hang out? Can we have lunch? Can we have dinner? Whatever the case was. And she was really persistent. I thought that was weird, because I was like, okay, like all of a sudden you want to hang out with me after I just learned this about you. And I didn't piece 2 and 2 at the time. So keep that in mind, you guys, that she was texting me towards the end. She was texting me, hey, let's meet. I was the one that was like, So I ended up blocking her. And then there was one day, you guys, I completely forgot she had a YouTube channel. And I was subscribed to her. So there I am, and I find her channel, and I'm like, oh, okay, you know, let's see what Lily's doing. So I click on it, and she starts to talk, and it starts to sound like me and my photographer. And what she's saying completely blows my mind. And I guess it's like her response video to mine, which she had all the right to make, because she was just protecting herself, because she is an Instagram model as well. And when she started to talk, I was like, what do you mean? Like, she starts to say that the whole reason she stopped talking to me was because this photographer had told her, oh, watch out for Lina. She's a man stealer. She'll steal your man. She'll flirt with married. She loves to flirt with married guys, blah, blah, blah. Which I'm like,
oh my God.
what the fuck? Basically, this dude was over here telling Lily that I was a man stealer. Can you believe that? So I watch all the video, and I start to get the real truth, because her side of the story made way more sense than what my photographer was saying. So I think it was like the middle of the night, and I text her a long paragraph. I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is my side of the story. This is what I was under. This is the impression that I was under, all of that. And she texts back, girl, like, no, like, this is what he told me. And we both basically apologize. She's so grown about shit, and I love that, because that's so rare in females nowadays. What he was talking about, like, homeboy was just tripping, and he was just saying some messed up shit, like, basically, like, he was gonna use me for clout, and that he was gonna be all about me and this and that, and be a good friend, but actually use me so he can get more followers and all of that, more exposure, should I say. And everything started to click, you guys, where I was just like, damn, like, you were supposed to be my brother. You're supposed to be like my home skillet biscuit. Like, what the hell? So I learned more stuff that he had said, and basically, like, this dude just wanted to use me. He just wanted to use me for clout, and apparently somewhere along me helping him, he just became hungry, I guess, for exposure. And it's unfortunate, but it's happened to me. I'm used to it. There's been ex-best friends that wanted clout. There's been ex-boyfriends, just people that see that you do something right, and they either copy you, or they want a piece of it, or they want to do a shoot with you and not give you credit, or whatever thing. And I had noticed some red flags about him, but see, I feel like I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I feel like I always try to be like, no, like, you know, maybe they're a good person, maybe they're not clout hungry, but unfortunately most of them in the industry are. So apparently this guy wanted to just use me for clout, and that's it. So me and her, if you guys, again, the end in conclusion, me and her are supposed to meet. We haven't, just because with this whole move to Palm Springs, I'm still not settled down. It's been a crazy move. So me and her have to catch up, and I hope to catch up with her soon. So you guys, that is the story. And no, this photographer never contacted me, never mentioned anything. I know that he knows he did wrong, because shortly after I found that out, I blocked him from Instagram, blocked him from my phone, Snapchat. I just blocked him on everything. Any friends that came from him, I blocked out. I just didn't want anything to do with him, because it was just like, when you tell someone about how other people have hurt you and all of that, and they do the same thing, it's like, dude, why? There's no need for that. You want clout, you could literally tell me, hey Lina, do you think you could shout me out? Yeah, no problem. Let me do a little shout out for you. No problem. However, when you think you can do it behind my back and do all that,
nope.
So he never contacted me, never said sorry, never nothing, because unfortunately people like to backstab you and then act like they didn't do anything. They like to just move on and replace you, and that's just how we do it nowadays. But anyways, you guys, that is the end of my petty Lina story. We've sipped the tea, now we're about to pour the tea. And again, if this has happened to you guys, you know what? At the end of the day, we brush it off our shoulders, queen. We brush off our shoulders, because it just shows where they are at. It shows their character. It shows that they don't want to work hard for shit. They just want to hand it to them and clout and all of this. We don't got time for that. Okay. Anyways, you guys, thank you for watching. And if you guys already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Don't y'all want any more juicy ass Lina ass tea time ass story time? Like, come on now, I got plenty more to spill. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you guys on my next video. Lina out. Bye, you guys.